Accelerator Program of the SME 100 Africa is where entrepreneurs, innovators, and visionaries grow. And I think the topic that has been chosen today will definitely be of an advantage to you. So I expect you to pay attention, pay very good attention, for you to learn and ask questions at the end of this session. So we are all welcome. My name is Titilayo Aina-Scott, as I've been introduced. I'm the managing partner at Scott Legal. This is my 17th year as a lawyer. So I have very varied experience that allows me advise SMEs, businesses, and companies very appropriately in how to do their business. We are known as like the SME's best friend in that sense, because we partner with several organizations like the SME 100 Africa. We partner with LSCTF. We partnered with Unity Bank, their SME arm. We partnered with ICANN, Institute of Chartered Accountants, and Bank of Industry, and SMEDAN. So we work with startups on a regular basis. So Scott's Legal is a law firm. If that's my slide, then you need to please to the next slide and the next one. Scott's Legal is a business-focused law firm that provides varied services to varied number of clientele. Next slide. On the next slide, you see we have a varied clientele, from the beggar pains, the CFAO motors, to small businesses, Chota, Umbos. We provide all these services to ensure that your businesses thrive. So we have a gift for you. And if you want this gift, we have two books that we're going to be giving out in this particular session: Legal Needs of Startups and What Do I Do When I Want to Buy Land or Property in Nigeria. So if you are interested in any of those two books, the link will be dropped in the chat box. Just fill the link and we'll send those ebooks to your email. That's our own gift to you, in this session. All right, so the link has been dropped. Just kindly fill it up so that you can get the gift. So what are the legal framework, the key legal framework in Nigeria? Next slide, please. The Company and Allied Matters Act, CAMA, that governs the businesses. Nigerian Investment Promotion Commission, if you are, have a foreigner in your business. Tax laws and regulations. As you know, the current government is strong on tax laws. Intellectual property laws, which is what we'll be talking about today. And of course, employment laws, which is also related. And I'm also going to be touching on that today. So let me ask you, so I have a poll here. Next slide. So I want to get your own feedback. What do you think? I think protecting my brand is very key to the growth of my business. Let me see an A in the chat box. If you think protecting your brand is very key to the growth, please put an A in the chat box. But I don't think it's so important for me to protect my brand for now. I have other things I have to think about: money, my venue. Just put B in the chat box. So it's either A. I can see a lot of A. Miss Itibe, Miss Joma, Crystal, Oshrin, Lanihun. I see a lot of A's. Okay. Don't say because I'm here. You can put a B if you don't think. Maybe at the end of the session, you may have changed your mind. Okay, let's next slide, please. Next slide. All right, let me see. How many of us can recognize any of this brand? If you recognize any of this brand, please drop their names in the chat box. Which brand can you recognize on this slide? Look at it very well. Okay, I can see Nike, all right. Apple, Netflix, correct. Coca-Cola, yes. Spotify, thank you. Coca-Cola, Hyundai, good. All right, Apple. So we see how just by looking at that slide, you already know what brand we're talking about. Look at the Netflix brand. It's just an N, but that is a brand, and you are able to recognize it just by looking at it. Look at the Apple logo. It's just a sign of an apple, but you are able to recognize it just by looking at. So that is exactly what we're talking about when we're talking about brand. Your brand is your image. When people look, they say, oh, this is this person. This is this person. Next slide, please. So we're in a digital era. I'm sure a lot of us do. I mean, while we're introducing ourselves, so many of us introduce our Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn handles. That's how business is in the world today. We market our goods on social media, and that, so it's a digital era, and you have to safeguard your startup's brand identity by managing intellectual property. That's very crucial. For Nigerian startup, understanding the legal landscape is essential to preventing online infringement of your business. So that's a reality. Your business can be, your brand can be infringed online. I will be seeing this. That's what this presentation will be considering. The consideration protection strategies and notable trademark disputes in Nigeria. Next slide, please. So what is, next slide, thank you. Brand identity. What is your brand identity? Your brand identity is your company's unique characteristics, including its name. It's not only the name that makes up your brand identity, the name, your logo, your slogan, and sometimes your trade secrets. So those are the things that make your unique, they have your unique characteristics, that your brand identity. So what are intellectual property rights? Intellectual property, now think about it like this. When I say physical property, I'm sure you know what I mean. Your shop, the goods in them, they're your physical property. Your cars, your houses, they are physical property. But when I say intellectual property, that means something that it's an idea or something that came from your mind and you brought it out. So I cannot see it in that sense, or I cannot, maybe they are not tangible, I cannot hold it in that sense, but they are still your property. So when we're talking about intellectual property, we're talking about the property that comes from your intellect and the things that you came up with your mind. These things ought to be protected also, because you need it. So what are the different intellectual property rights that we have? That you can, there's trademark. So trademark will protect your symbols, your names, your slogan. So let me see, can we drop the name of our businesses in the chat box? There are so many people here with different brand names. That brand name can be trademarked. You can trademark your slogans, your symbols, your logo. They can be trademarked. Okay, I see Odu Fashion Enterprise. I see Inchat Essence. I see Umi Stitches, Catabella Enterprises, Crafts and Google, Emoji Digital Works, Rodi's Tasty Peanuts, Bees Brand. So you can see that these particular names, they came from your intellect. So that means, you have a duty to protect them. Pastries by Elma. All right. So when we talk about, there are other brand protection methods, but there's patents. Patents protect new invention. So if you are creating something that is new, an invention that is new, for example, when the pen was invented, it was a new invention. The person who invented it was entitled to the patent of that particular invention. Then we have copyright, which protects, thank you, Chinyere, for dropping your name, which protects books, music, art, software. So if you are, if your line is in that, in that line, you are maybe producing books, music, art, those are also things you can protect. We had a client who, had access to, they were writing like discipleship manual in their church, and they asked us to copyright them so that nobody can infringe on that copyright. It belongs to them, those manuals. Then we also have trade secrets, which protects confidential business information. So by adventure, what you have does not fall within the first three. You can also protect a trade secret, something that is unique to your business. You have employees coming to work for you daily. You have a unique way of doing your business that if your competitors should get to know it, it might affect your business. You can protect such information through a trade secret agreement. Next slide, please.
You can book it here.
All right. So I also did trademark. I mean, it's repeated here. So you see the different logo that you use to represent. The C means copyright. The R means a registered trademark. P is patent. P have a patent. Trademark is trademark before it is registered. So these are the logos used to indicate that this particular brand name or logo has been trademarked or has been registered as a trademark. Next slide, please. So let's look at the importance of trademark in Nigeria. So trademark grants exclusive rights to use your brand name and logo in Nigeria. Now let me make a clarification. Sometimes some of you say, okay, I've registered at the CAC, and that is, I mean, the name is already mine. Agreed. But the Corporate Affairs Commission registry is different from the trademark registry. If you register a name at the CAC registry and you don't register it at the trademark registry, so sorry, somebody's mic is on. Can you turn your mic, please? Somebody's mic is on. Well, thank you. If you register it at CAC and you don't register a trademark, that name can be available to anybody who goes to the trademark registry. So we always advise our clients, once you are registering a name at the Corporate Affairs Commission, it's better you go and register the trademark so that you know that at both registries, the name belongs to you and nobody else can use it at either registry. So registered trademark protect the businesses from brand dilution and unfair competition. Imagine if, you know, one of these beautiful names, takes it and starts doing. I'll give more examples and you'll see, the practicality of what we're talking about. And then, you have been building your brand and, you've done a lot to ensure that your brand is good. Then somebody just goes to copy that name and start to sell what you are selling. That will put your business in jeopardy. So that's the reason why you need to register your mark. It also ensures that you can maintain your reputation and commercial advantage when you're able to enforce. We gave some examples of trademark in Nigeria. MTN, everywhere you go, that slogan has been trademarked by MTN. Dangote's logo, you cannot go and just start making cement and just put Dangote on it. It's not possible because those marks are actually trademarked. Picnics, Blue Wave Design is also trademarked. Nokia, connecting people, that slogan is trademarked. Sabinus, you'll be surprised. Sabinus trademarked that word. I mean, that's phrase, something huge. I'm going to talk about it later in my presentation. He trademarked that phrase belongs to him. Next slide, please. So how do I register my trademark? It's actually the work of a lawyer, and would also grant some concessions to everyone here, on how you can register your trademark. So definitely is at the trademarks registry. We do a search and availability, file an application, we get acknowledgement and acceptance, they publish it in the trademark journal, and after a while, the certificate of registration comes out. That's how to register the trademark. Next slide. So we talk about copyright. Copyright, protects original work, authorship. All the music you hear, they copyright them. Books, music, videos, content creation. Some of us, before a content comes out, you are quickly going to steal it, post it on your social media, and you might actually be infringing on somebody else's copyright. Of course, sometimes in Nigeria, a lot of people don't chase after some of these things, but you can get to a point where somebody will just say, look, you use my copyright to make money, and I need you to give me some of that money. So sometimes you also need to be kept. So this copyright grants creators exclusive rights to reproduce, distribute, or display their work. It encourages creativity by ensuring the authors benefit financially from their work. It prevents unauthorized use, copying, and adaptation of original content. It provides legal recourse against infringement, including damages and injunction. We gave a case study. Sir Victor Iwaifo and Simi, that Joromi, Simi and J1 sang a version of it, and the estate of Sir Iwaifo, had to go after them, saying that that phrase, that Joromi, is an exclusive preserve of Victor Iwaifo. So that means copyright ensures benefit financially and prevent unauthorized use. There's also the case of Domitilla. I don't know how many of us are familiar with Domitilla in the 80s or 90s. Then that movie, and Njemaze, who was the actress in that Domitilla film, she went to register Domitilla as her own trademark. Then Zeb Ejiro, who was the producer of the work at the time, challenged that registration, and in the ruling, the trademark was lost by Anne Njemaze because it was held that it was a bad faith registration. Next slide, please. So how do you register the copyright? Again, it's a lawyer's work. We take it to the Nigerian Copyright Commission, submit an application with the details of the work, provide evidence of authorship, and then pay the registration fee, and then you receive a copyright certificate, as in the case of our clients that copyrighted the discipleship material. Patents. A patent, I've explained it earlier. The patent gives an inventor exclusive rights to sell an invention for a period of 20 years. So if you're able to get a patent on a particular product, you have the right, an exclusive right to sell that product for 20 years, except you license somebody else to do it on your behalf. So patent protects innovative products, processes, technological advancements. It encourages investment in research and development. It provides a competitive edge by preventing others from copying or profiting from the invention. Since it's your like the light bulb, it was an exclusive invention for the owner until the period expires. Then after the period expires, other people can now. I'm on the next slide. Sorry, I'm on the next slide. Then also we gave an example of patent. Apple's iPhone, they have quite a number of components in that iPhone that is actually patented, that nobody else can replicate. It's only the Apple iPhone that can use it. Next slide, please. How do you register a patent? Again, it's a lawyer's work. We'll go to the patents registry, conduct a patent search, file an application with technical details, examination by patent office, grant patents if criteria is met. So let me go on to trade secret. Next slide, please. So trade secrets refers to confidential business information such as formulas, processes, methods, customer lists, and provides a competitive edge. So you have, maybe you are a restaurant, you are a food person, you have a particular recipe that is unique to you. Everybody comes back to eat your food because of that unique recipe. You have a customer list, you have a way you do your business that is very unique to you, and you have employees coming day by day. They'll come into your business. They will, you have to expose them to some of these things because they are working for you. Then before you know it, before you can say Jack Robinson, they have gone to the next street beside you and they have set up their own exact store and they are doing the exact business. How do you protect yourself from such things? It's by using a trade secret agreement. It protects valuable business information without need of registration, because some of those things may not be amenable to registration. So those things will need to be protected by a trade secret agreement. It maintains exclusivity of key business strategies and processes. As a small business, you don't want your business to be ruined at an early stage. That's why you need to ensure that these things are in place. It offers indefinite protection as long as the information remains confidential. Your hands are raised. Just let me finish so that at the question and answer stage you can ask your questions. It reduces competition by keeping proprietary methods away from your rivals. You cannot deny that you have rivals. So that one is a given. If you're a business person, you have other people that are doing what you are doing. So you have to ensure that you are protecting what you're. We had a client once. They provide baking equipment that the number one in Nigeria. All the big stores in the big malls, they are their suppliers. And then some of these Chinese people wanted to incur into that market, and they came. And guess what? The first place they will go to take employees is from their company. Maybe they need maybe a software developer. They go to that company to poach. They'll just offer them higher money, because they are the only ones doing that business in Nigeria. So it became a very big problem for them. They had to approach us. And what did we do? We redid their employment letter. We included confidentiality clauses, non-disclosure clauses, non-compete. We strengthened, that employment letter. We had training bonds, because they would train them. We spend a lot of money training them, and immediately they finish the training, they're already out. They just go out. And, Those kind of things, they ruin your business at an early stage. That's the reason why, with such agreements, we're able to, help them to, protect themselves from such exposure. So we gave an example, Coca-Cola secret formula. Some people will say if it's not Coke, it cannot be Coke, because they have a secret formula that they have protected over the ages with trade secret agreement. That formula, you can't, no matter how people try to make Biggie Cola, this one cola, that one cola, it just doesn't taste like Coca-Cola, because they have a trade secret that is being protected. Next slide, please. Trade secret, how do I protect my trade secret? Can you mute yourself, sir? Ma, I will leave the room for question and answer. Thank you. So trade secret protection, there's no formal registry. It's not formally registrable. So you just use non-disclosure agreement, like I said. Sometimes you limit employees' access to sensitive information. If you have an employee, maybe they are new, or you don't trust them yet. There are some things you don't expose to them. In any event, it's better to even protect yourself by an agreement, so that you don't need to be wondering. Use digital security measures for internal data, so you can also ensure that you protect some data, from some employees. Next slide, please. Next slide. We also have what we call industrial design. Industrial design protects unique aesthetic and visual features of a product. For example, look at the shape of the Coca-Cola bottle. It's a unique shape. So you can use industrial design to protect the aesthetic or visual feature of a particular product. It prevents imitation of product design. It enhances product value and uniqueness. So that product is unique to you. What's the registration process is also the role of a lawyer. You file an application with NOTAP. They will examine whether it's actually original. You have to prove originality, whether it's actually because there are so many things in existence. Some things you might think is unique, but it's already in existence. So you have to prove originality. And when they're done, a certificate of registration is issued. So let's talk about managing your IP rights in the digital space. Every day you post on social media, you post on Instagram. People can view your post. People can see what you're doing. People can see how you are doing it. And you will even notice that people copy you sometimes. Maybe you have a competitor. When you post, after a while, they start posting the same thing you are posting, So, but how do you protect your digital assets, in a digital space? The first thing is secure your domain name early to prevent cyber squatting. Cyber squatting is when somebody goes to register a similar domain name to yours, and then they will start diverting people from your website to their own website because they have a similar name. Let me give an example. Linda Ikeji. Somebody went to register lindaikeji.net. She is on public.com. Somebody went to register lindaikeji.net and was diverting people. So when people are searching, they just see Linda Ikeji and click on it. It takes you to another page different from the person that it is intended. Let me give another example of cyber squatting. When Nigeria announced Nigerian Air, that the airline, immediately they announced it, somebody immediately went to register the domain name www.nigerianair.com and then kept it to himself. So people do this thing, they call it cyber squatting. They will keep it to themselves. For example, now, maybe Nike has not registered in Nigeria office. They will go and register www.nike.com.ng in Nigeria. So when Nike wants to come to Nigeria, they'll just see that domain name has been taken. So, so it's good for you to register your domain name. As a matter of fact, when you are choosing your brand name, it's good for you to check if that domain name is available. And when it's available, quickly secure that domain name to prevent cyber squatting. Also, you can register your software copyright to prevent unauthorized copying. So if your product is software based, it's good to copyright your software so that you can prevent copying. You can use digital watermarking for brand images and content, but probably you invest in photographers, they take pictures and all that, and your original photos. You can put a digital watermark on it, to show that, if somebody steals it, that watermark will be there. You cannot use it for their own brand because the watermark will be there. You can also monitor online marketplaces to identify counterfeit goods. So you can, monitor, some of these online marketplaces, whether your brand is being copied and people are already, doing what you are doing. Legal recourse against infringement. You can send a cease and desist letter to violators. I'll give you an example. FIFA is one in charge of World Cup. You know, during World Cup, please, can you put a yes in the chat if you are still following me? I'm just talking. I don't know. Can you put a yes in the chat if you are still following me? Okay, I can see some thumbs up. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I just want to be sure that you are still following me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So I said FIFA is the one. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is the one in charge of, you know, World Cup. You know, during World Cup, you now start seeing people's logo win a trip to the World Cup. Win it. They will use FIFA's World Cup to promote their own brand. They'll just say win a two-person trip to let's say it's happening in Kigali for the World Cup. So FIFA noticed that people were using their brand to promote their own businesses without any credit to them. So they contracted a lawyer, and they wrote a cease and desist letter to all the people who had, you know, done it at the time. So that's one of the things. We can get a lawyer to write a cease and desist letters to anyone who is violating your copyright. You can also file opposition requests, you know, like Zebe Jiro did for Anne Njemazi when she wanted to register Domitila, because before they register it, they will still publish it that, okay, this person wants to register this trademark. If you have any opposition, come and file an opposition. So it was in that process that Zebe Jiro was able to file an opposition. So you can also file opposition if there's an infringement. Then you can also pursue litigation. Don't say, don't worry, I don't want to fight anybody. No, if this is your brand, this is how you are earning your living, then you may need to file a litigation if it is necessary to stop anybody from infringing on your copyright. Sorry, your mic is on again. So how do I protect myself on social media and online? You can report fake accounts. Those are impersonating your social media platform. There was one trending viral video at a time when, you know, this lady had gotten someone employed into her. It was an underwear shop. So the employee, she had gone to set up her own similar page to our Oga's page. So she will be taking pictures of the underwear in the shop and be posting it on that page and getting people to buy it from her. So, you know, so you can look for fake accounts and report those fake accounts to ensure that, you know, your own brand is protected. You can also ensure you trademark your brand name. There's nothing more that I'll tell you here than ensure you trademark your brand. If you're not trademarking your brand name, you are exposing yourself to a lot of, you know, people can come up one day and just, you know, go and trademark that name, and that will really affect your business, you know. Then you can also use brand monitoring tools like Google Alerts. Google Alerts is a free tool that allow, when you put a keyword there, anything on the internet that comes on the internet that has that keyword, it will alert you. So for example, if I go to Google Alerts and I put Scott's Legal, the minute anything Scott's Legal comes up on the internet, it will alert me. So immediately I can be alerted as to, you know, whether something is happening, or, you know, whether my brand is being used or something like that. So you can use such a tool as Google Alerts to, you know, to ensure that you can know when anything concerning your name is coming up on the internet. We put some case study here. It's not Fearless is not from Coca-Cola, it's from Right. Right, you know, if you know Fearless, the drink, the energy drink that has a lion in front, Fearless is by Right Foods. They sued Coca-Cola's Predator. So immediately after Fearless came out, Predator also, Coca-Cola did their own energy drink, Predator, that also had a lion in front of it. So Fearless sued Predator and said, look, they are infringing on our trademark. It's a long legal battle. Although I'm not sure if it's concluded by right now, but some of the indications will be that sometimes it might look similar, but it might not be the same, because, you know, yes, they did use something similar, but it's not totally the same. We also use okay, I already spoke about Sabinu, something. So look at the picture in this. I don't know if you can see the picture in this slide. So Sabinu, you know, wrote a letter to USC at the time when USC Peak Milk, they came up with this advert. If you can look at it on the screen, something huge. So they used Sabinus had earlier registered that particular because it was popular with him. I mean, at the trademark register as his own trademark, something that is unique to him. Pick without consulting him. How you pick up streets slangs on the streets. Just go and use it. They just went to use it on their brand. He wrote to them and he was demanding 1 billion naira from them for using those trademark words without any recourse to him. So those are the kind of things that can happen, when your brand is trademarked. Yes, or your slogans are trademarked. So we also gave some other examples. Next slide, please, of trademark disputes in Nigeria. Sanofi SA, they sued some companies that were using that name Sanofi, and they won. There's also Zain Nigeria and TV Extra production. I like to use it as an example. At that time, TV Extra, went to NUC. They had this university challenge, university students challenge at the time. So they took that idea to NUC. NUC dismissed them and said they are not interested. Just subsequently, NUC went to Zain Nigeria, which is now Airtel, and then they now executed that idea, and it was now showing on TV. So TV Extra had to, go after them for that unauthorized use of their intellectual property. Next slide. What can be the consequences of IP infringement on the business owner? It can cause revenue loss. Sorry, Mr. Romire, can you mute your mic? Mr. Romire. Thank you. It can cause revenue loss. Competitors or counterfeiters profiting from your stolen IP, like I said about Linda Ikeji, that particular website was directing people to somewhere else that was even different from that. Also, the one I gave about the Instagram account, where the employee was taking pictures and then selling her own by the side, and it will cause revenue loss to the owner. It can also cause a brand dilution. It can reduce your brand value. Maybe when somebody uses, and they won't use it the way you will use it, they will use your brand. Okay, somebody is saying the slide is no longer showing. I can see the slide. I don't know. Can anyone see the slide?
Yes, I can see it. It's here.
Okay.
I can see the slide as well.
All right. Those who can't see it, I think maybe you need to adjust your settings. We can see the slide. So it can cause brand dilution because those people who want to steal your brand, they are not interested in making you look good. So they will use it anyhow. They will defraud people, and it can affect your brand. Customer distrust. So it can poor quality imitations can harm your reputation, your business reputation. So you need to watch that. It can also legal costs, expenses, and litigation for enforcement when your IP is infringed upon. Market confusion. Customers can keep mistaking fake products for original. In Nigeria, you see different kinds. If you say Gucci, you see Gugi, Guskiski. Several imitation of the brands like that. So customers will keep mistaking a Balenciaga. You see Balenciaga and so many other things like that. People imitating other people's brands just to make money off people who already have established brands. So it can cause market confusion. Loss of competitive advantage, unauthorized replication, proprietary innovation. So it can get you to lose competitive advantage. It can also cause operational setback because the time and resources you will spend on legal battles, instead of focusing on how your business will grow. So what are the key takeaways that as a business owner, SME 100 Africa has brought you here for you to learn some of these things? What are the key takeaways that you need to learn as a business owner? Register your trademark. I'm going to say that again and again and again. Register your trademark. Don't say, I don't have the money now. I don't have the money now. Why will you have the money? There's some things that are important. Yeah, I understand the challenges in the market, but some things are very, very important that you need to pay attention to. So, secure your business name, your logo, your slogan to prevent this. We thank you. Ladipopo said it's really impactful. Thank you very much. Monitor and protect your digital asset. I told you how you can your digital asset, things on the internet, your domain name. Be sure that nobody is replicating your domain name or diverting your customers in one way or the other. Use IP protection tools to track misuse. I've told you about Google Alerts. You can set it up so that you can track when people are using your IP. Enforce your IP rights. Don't just sit down and say, oh, they've collected that business for me. I don't even know what to do. Don't do that. Enforce your IP rights. Ensure you stand up for your brand. I mean, get a lawyer who are available to write cease and desist letters, to infringers. If it's necessary, file a lawsuit. If somebody is passing off your good, maybe you are selling Dondo yogurts. Before you know it, somebody in your area, you now put Dodo, you remove the N, and selling the same logo, the same brand, the same bottle. You don't just say, okay, they collected the, let me go and do something else. No, fight for your brand. File a lawsuit if it's possible, so that you can protect your brand. Protect your business secrets. I've said that, and that must be a key takeaway for your employees. Do very standard agreements for them. Let them sign an agreement when they are coming. Don't just okay, somebody says Ileyon. Maybe you need to give me an example, because Ileyon, there's one program I've been eyeing the place. I'm going to go and eat Ileyon there very soon. So maybe you can tell me what the issue is with Ileyon. So use okay, with the investor. All right. Okay. So you use NDAs, good contracts. Let us provide good contracts for your employees. Don't just say, I like you. She's a good girl. He's a good girl. Yeah, it doesn't. There's no sentiment in business. If you want to make money, there's no sentiment. You must do what's right. You might look like a good girl when people are it's just type it on Google. Just type Google Alert on Google to come up. When people are coming, it's like marriage. When people are starting out, everything looks all lovey and dovey. Sometimes during the whole thing, something may go wrong. That's why you must protect yourself from risk. The money you will spend to, put those things in place, you will see the value much later. Register patents, copyrights, and other things for your original content. Those are your key takeaways. A strong brand is one of your startup's most valuable assets. What is the business you are doing? Is it not your brand? That's the business you are doing. If anything happens to your brand, it will definitely affect your business. So proactive brand protection safeguards market reputation and your revenue. So we have some packages that we have made available to you, and it's exclusive. It is exclusive to everyone who is in this webinar today. Exclusive. So trademark registration, the basic. We provide the basic service of trademark registration for you at 70,000. That's not how much we do it normally. If you come to me outside this webinar and ask for the price, it's definitely. But because our own business is also to support SMEs, to support your growth. That's the reason why we make some of these things available. The premium, which would include the certificates, is 180,000. If it's something you can plan for, Q1, Q2, Q3, plan for it. If it's something you can afford immediately, do it. It's for your business. We also have a labor relations package. For the basic, it covers your employee biodata, employee offer letter, employee agreement at as little as 30,000. I don't think that should be too much for you if you want to protect yourself. Also, we have the premium, which covers employees biodata, offer letter, guarantors form, employee agreement, non-disclosure agreement, non-circumvention, standard company policy. We also have that as a premium price of 60,000. If it's something you can afford, ensure you go for it. Well, also we have our company registration package. If you have not registered your business, I'm not sure what you are doing, because you are jeopardizing your business. You are using the name already, but it's not registered. If somebody goes to register it at CSE, you might not. We had a client one day, they had been using the name. I won't say the name. When they now came to us that they want to register the name, we went there, because almost 20 companies in that name. We're now trying to find out how they, how to register the company. They had been using that name, and everybody had known them with that brand, but it was not registered. When they now decided they wanted to come and register it, they were almost 20 names with the same. In their mind, they thought it was okay. Somebody is asking what labor relation package means. So I already explained it. It will provide you with employee offer letter, employee agreement, and agreement with your employee, and one other item in the other slide. So at least, and then there's a premium package that will provide you with non-disclosure agreement, non-circumvention agreement, things that you will use to protect your brand. So that's the package we designed because of our relationship with SMEs, that we have designed to help them, so that you just say, I cannot afford a lawyer, I cannot talk to a lawyer. Lawyer will charge me. Lawyer will charge you. you know, you are not, I mean, you still need to do what is right for your business. So we have our registration package. So if you have not registered your business, please talk to us immediately after this meeting. You know, and my colleague will drop our phone numbers for you to, you know, talk to us immediately after this. We also have business. If you want to register a business name, we also have the basic package and the premium package for you. We have other services. We render policies, website policy, privacy policy. You know, so some of you are doing fashion. You know, some of these things. What are your refund? What is your refund policy? You know, some of these policies are important for your website. Those of you who have websites, these website policies are necessary. Intellectual property, I've already talked to you about that. We also make that available. Those are the services we render. We also have corporate governance services. If you want to move your business to a higher level, you want company secretarial, company secretary to organize board meetings, to organize, you know, your minute books, directors meetings, shareholders meetings. All these things are available for you. We also have what we call, okay, please, next slide. I'm just moving to the next slide, please. Next slide, please. Next slide. Next slide. Okay, next slide. I'm already on the next slide now. On the next slide. So we have shared cost packages. No, sorry. Go back to that last slide. We have shared cost services. If you are a startup, you cannot afford retainer service on your own. You can team up with 2, 3, 4, 5 startups here. And the 5 of you come to us, we will offer you a number of services together and charge you a basic amount that all of you can. So because of the number, it will allow it to be reduced. So don't say you cannot afford a lot. It's because we work with SMEs that we have, because, you know, every day they come to us for one thing or the other. That's why we have designed some of these packages that are friendly to you as a startup. All right, next slide. So we leave room for questions and answers now. So what I will do, I want you to drop your questions in the chat box. Let's drop it in the chat box so that, you know, so that it will not be rowdy. Although you can also raise your hand and maybe I'll also call you, but to make it easier and faster, you can drop it in the chat box. So I'm waiting for your questions, queries, what was not clear to you. Some people were raising their hands during the session. Please go ahead and drop your questions. If I use a logo with a unique font, do I need to register the font itself separately, or is it covered by the trademark? If you use a logo with a unique font, the logo is what the trademarks registry will. So, for example, now if Scott's Legal, we have a unique font that we use. You don't need to register the font. The font is not even yours. Fonts are developed by the computer and all those other people. So, but the combination of that letter to form your logo is what is now unique to you. That's what you take to the trademark registry and you register that logo. Once you register that logo, it belongs to you. Nobody else can use that logo. Any other questions? Okay. All right. Chioma says, thank you so much. This is eye-opening. You're welcome, Chioma. I hope you put to practice all the things you have said. You're welcome, Mr. Thompson. So if you don't have any more questions, I'll wait a bit more. If you don't have any more questions, yeah, thank you, Mr. Tibe. Thank you, champions. Thank you, Mr. Funke. If we don't have any more questions, then I think I'll just hand over to SME 100 Africa.
All right. Thank you very much. I think this was very, very insightful. And so for the questions, I believe it can still continue after this meeting. Just like you said, you are going to share your contact information, maybe your phone number or your email, where these business owners can reach out to you and, you know, maybe get more updates, get more inquiries on how they can be part of your services. Yeah. So thank you very much, Mrs. Titilayo. Yeah. Okay. There's a contact number. Yeah. So So you can also share an email, yeah. So that the call doesn't come in so much. Yeah. Okay. So
Okay, I can see one or two questions if you don't mind. Maybe I should
okay, cool.
attend to those
Yeah.
one of those. Okay, I see Mr. Oladipo says, I want to upgrade my business name to limited. That's very possible. You can upgrade your business name to limited. Just send me a message on that number that I sent to you. Definitely will get that done for you. It's possible. If you have a business name and you want to upgrade to limited, that is very, very possible. All right. Okay, I think that's about the question. Thank you, sir. Is there a time limit to getting the patent? Okay. Is there a time limit to getting the patent and the domain? Well, patent, what that thing you want to patent must not be something you have already revealed to the public. So that's the qualification in patent. It must not be something you have already revealed to the public for you to be able to patent any invention. For domain name, is there a time limit? I think you should do it as soon as possible so that somebody else will not go and register, that domain name. And Mrs. Grace, you are raising your hand. Maybe you can just talk. How many more minutes do we have, sir? Maybe I could stay.
Okay.
Although I think we've even exceeded our time.
Good afternoon, ma. Good afternoon, everyone. My question is, you offered us like a certain amount of money. Is there a deadline for that? So that I want to do those stuff.
Okay, if you can tell us that you attended this webinar, you can prove to us that you attended this webinar. We would attend to you. It's for people that attended the webinar. So at whatever time you are ready, because we have to put a time limit so that you don't come 2 years from now and say, I attended one webinar 2 years ago. So, but I mean, as soon as you can tell us you attended this webinar, those packages are available to you.
Okay,
So
thank you very much.
You're welcome. How can I do team? Now, that's one of the other services we also offer. Teams, Como, all those things you need for your accounts. They are part of the services we offer. So just contact us. Like I said, we are SME focused. So all these services are things that we offer. Somebody also wants to upgrade their business name to limited. Fantastic. It's a sign of progress. So just we file annual returns almost on a daily basis. That's what we do almost on a daily basis. We file annual return so that your status is active on the company portal all the time. So just send us a message. We would attend to all your requests, each and every one of your requests. Okay. In the absence of any other question, and I think we've even so many other questions. Do you do NICTF? Of course, we do NICTF. Like I said, these are the services we offer. These are the things you require when you want to bid for government contracts and some of the other contracts. So those are the standard services that we offer. Okay, somebody is asking that the number be posted on the WhatsApp group. So SME 100 Africa, please help us post our numbers on the WhatsApp group so that people can also access it. Somebody is asking how they can get a recording of webinar. I know that SME 100 Africa will make it available to us.
All right. Thank you very much. This was supposed to be for an hour. Yeah, but we just added 10 minutes, hoping that we could answer everybody's question. Yeah. So thank you very much for making yourself available, Mrs. Titilayo. Yeah. I know how busy we can be, but it's not easy to give 1 hour from everything that you have to do. Thank you very much. And to all our business owners, in the SME 100 Africa community, we want to thank you guys for making yourself available. We move on Friday again. Yeah, we move on Friday again, and it will be getting more exciting and exciting. Yeah. So for Friday by 4 p.m. we have another facilitator. who would be talking on startup funding, and it will be giving us some insights into that opportunities that are available, when it comes to funding. It could be loans, grants. Yeah, so I really can't give you those details now. So hopefully on Friday when we connect, we'll have a glimpse to everything he needs to share. Yeah. So yeah, if there are any questions for Mrs. Titilayo, you can always reach out to her. She has dropped her number, which we're going to share on the group. We're also going to share that on the group, and maybe I'll drop an email too. So in case, maybe you can't reach out on phone, you can always drop a message or send an email. Yeah. So I think that will be all for now. And for the recording, we'll see how we can get that across to you. Yeah. So maybe we'll share a link, for everyone to access that. All right. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of the day. Right. Bye.